Okay, so this is a super impromptu video. I'm gonna be making Haitian bread. This isn't my original recipe or anything. This is just a recipe that I Googled and adjusted a little bit to my parents' liking. So here we go. First up is bread flour. It doesn't have to be King Arthur, it just needs to be bread flour. Some sugar, salt, olive oil, yeast, couldn't find it, yeast. I add Crisco to it because my mom prefers her bread to be on the fluffy side, and some butter. I was sent a coupon from Influencer for this butter, which is why I'm using this brand in this recipe. But you know, any salted butter is fine for this. So everything has been roughly measured out. I have 2 pounds worth of flour, a stick of butter, 2 tablespoon heapings of Crisco, a few teaspoons of yeast, and a few tablespoons of sugar. In the directions that I've originally saw for this, it said to mix by hand, but I'm not a fan of doing that. I prefer to mix with a hand mixer with like dough attachments. Sadly, I don't have a stand mixer, but that is like a future kitchen goal item. But for now, hand mixer with bread attachment. I forgot to say this before, but you are also going to need water if it wasn't obvious before. This is 2.5 cups worth of water. I may not add all this water. I just need to add enough. So we will see after I finish mixing up this concoction. I also forgot to mention that I added 3 teaspoons of salt to this water and mixed it up. This is warm water. It makes a difference. So I'm gonna add some of it, mix it, and then see if I need some more and keep adding until it looks just about right. So I did end up using all of the water that I talked about before. This looks just about right to me. So now I'm gonna finish it off by kneading it by hand for about a minute or so, just enough to make it look smooth. And then I'm gonna let it rest in my fridge for about an hour to let it rise. So I finished, and I added some olive oil to the bowl. I'm going to cover the bowl with plastic and then let it sit in my fridge an hour or so, maybe longer, depending on how I feel. I just need it to get taller than this. So this is it. An hour later, it's gotten pretty big. I'm gonna leave it on my countertop for, I don't know, about a half hour or so, maybe a little longer. And I'm hoping that it gets a little plumper. So it's been an hour. Originally it's supposed to be a half hour, but I got a little distracted watching Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer. But anyways, it's gotten a whole lot bigger. I'm happy. So now I'm gonna cut it into 4 to make 4 loaves of bread. So now I have 4 equalish sized mounds of dough. And I'm gonna roll out each and then roll it up. And hopefully you see that in the next clip. I tried to get it as much of a square as I possibly could. Now I'm gonna roll it into the loaves and then put it on a baking sheet. So this is the dough rolled out. I'm gonna put one other on this pan and then the other two on another pan. Okay, so now I'm gonna let these two, well, four, all rise again, covered. You don't have to make them rise a second time, but I like what I get when I do that, so I'm doing it. I let it rise for about 20 minutes or so, give or take. I just kind of keep checking on it to see if it's as big as I would prefer and go from there. So this is the bread an hour later. I'm now gonna put it in my oven set to 350 degrees preheated for about a half hour or so, give or take. I just kind of play it by ear, to be honest.